Very good morning, everyone. Today, I'll be discussing with the concepts of Python programming. Let me start with introduction to Python programming language. Python, it refers to a programming language which has been introduced by Guido van Rossum in the year 1991. Van Rossum thought of giving a name to the programming language which should be very much short, unique, and mysterious name. During the implementation of the Python programming language, he was also reading some published scripts of Monty Python's Flying Circus. This Monty Python's Flying Circus was published and even it has been released in a BBC Comedy TV as a series during the year 1969. When he was watching that flying circus, that group name of uh, the British group name is Monty Python. So he kept that Python name, which has been felt very unique to it, and it was not been from the snake name called Python. A Python programming language is highly rated too. According to the recent survey, Python has overtaken the language called Java's popularity. Python is a famous programming language because it is easy to learn and use. Plus, there is a large number of libraries available that can be used in your projects today. Some developers even considered it to be must known programming language. Python interpreter software that reads source code and perform its instructions. It is used for web development, software development, and mathematics also. What Python can do? Python can be used on a server to create web applications. Python can also be used in a software to create a workflows. Python can connect to our database systems. It can also read as a modify and it can use to be modified files, read and modify files. That means you can update the files, you can delete the files, you can read the files. Python can be used to handle a big data and perform complex mathematics. Python can be used for rapid prototyping or for production ready software development. So why we need Python? Python works on different platforms. It can work on Windows, Mac, Linux, Raspberry, etc. Python has a simple syntax which is similar to English language. Python has syntax that allows developer to write programs with fewer lines than some other programming languages. Python runs on interpreter system, meaning that code can be executed soon as it is written. This means a prototyping can be very quick. Python can be treated in a procedural way, an object-oriented way, or even functional way. So these are all the reasons why we required Python. It is good to know that Python has been released with a major new version, Python 3. Okay, so it has been more popular than the Python 2. Python syntax compared to other programming languages. Python was designed for readability and has some more similarities to English language with influence from mathematics. Python uses new lines to complete a command as opposed to other programming language which often uses a semicolons or parentheses. Okay, how we can download and install a Python? The Python programming interpreter can be installed by the website I mentioned here, python.org.downloads. So now we are getting a good version of Python. It is 3.4. It has even been extended a 3.11 also. You'll find Python installer which is for 64-bit and even it is for 32 bits. So which has to be downloaded based on our computer, like how many bits our computer is about. On Windows operating system, you have to select a start control panel, a system, and check whether the system type is 64-bit or 32-bit. So it is to check whether the system is of 32-bit or 64-bit. So according to the number of bits of operating system, you have to download the Python interpreter. Once we have downloaded the Python installer, okay, it has to be followed with this instructions. Install for all users, click next, and it will be created and installed with a folder. Click next and skip the customized Python section. This is all about your installation guidelines I've given. Interactive development environment. This is we have the software here. Okay, it is to enter our program in Python so that it is much similar to word processor so that it can be executed or run by the Python interpreter. So this interactive development environment, ideally it is used for entering our Python programming language. Okay, so we can have this as a Word document similar to that. So we can enter all our coding part in Python and thus ideally. So how we can do this? Once a Python got installed, we can go to, we have that left corner of the screen, we will be having a search box on your Windows 7 or higher versions. So there in the search box, you type or the type ideally, so it will get automatically opened with the Python GUI. So there we can type our code and we can ask a Python interpreter to run that code. So the coming up videos will be based on the other concept which is there in a Python programming. Thank you.